I was brought up south side of Johannesburg in South Africa. It's kind of government housing, very similar to the projects in the United States. I grew up pretty poor. My neighborhood was rife with gangs. I was bullied all the time as a kid. And so growing up, quickly the realization was how smart you were wasn't important, but how tough you were was, And then as time went on, I mean, I kind of got almost lost in that toughness, the world of toughness, and training competitive fighters or working with military operators and so forth. But I didn't feel any better myself. So although I was winning all the time and I was doing great in the fight game, it didn't make me feel good as a person. I didn't feel like I was really making a difference. So there was a time there where I kind of had this almost, if you want to call it, depressive state, where I was like, well, if I'm going to carry on doing this, then it has to be more than just about fighting, at least for me. It has to be something that really transforms my life for the better. And if I can't find that, then I don't want to do this anymore. And for a while there, I stopped teaching because I was thinking, you know what, if it's just going to be about fighting all the time, then I don't want to do this anymore. So that was kind of the starting point for me, where I started thinking about, well, if I'm going to continue down this road, it has to be more than just about fighting. Because I was winning all the time. It wasn't like I wasn't winning. I was winning all the time, but I still didn't feel any better about myself. So that told me that just kind of focusing on fighting doesn't necessarily equal a life performance, at least holistically. So yes, maybe you're really good in one aspect, so you can do the fighting stuff, but that's about all you can do. It doesn't transcend it and filter in positively into the rest of your life. I mean, I'm a Buddhist, so from a Buddhist perspective, I kind of adhere to the doctrine where the Buddha said, everything you think, you become. So if all you're ever thinking about is fighting, 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 then what do you become? Well, you become paranoid, delusional, you think there's an attacker out on every street corner. It becomes a very negative experience for you. And most people don't realize that it's become that because it becomes so unconscious. It becomes part of, if you do it so much, eventually, it's like if you drive your car at 200 kilometers an hour and then suddenly you go to 180, even though 180 is still fast, but it feels slow. So if all you ever do is think about fighting, 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 you actually, when it does become negative, you're not even aware of it anymore because it becomes normal.